I mean, actually, the next team we're going to talk about is kind of, to me, like you could have a conversation about whether they had just as good of an offseason. So maybe we should. Let's get to the Indiana Pacers.
Are they mine or
yours? I think so.
Oh, they're mine. So the Indiana Pacers traded number 8 Bilal Coulibaly to Washington for number 9 Jarris Walker and Sacramento's 2030 second rounder. They drafted Ben Shepherd at number 26. They were part of like the Denver Nuggets whole shenanigans. They traded number 29 and number 32 for number 47 cash and a 2024 first. It's going to be the least favorable of OKC, the Clippers, Houston, or Utah. They traded Chris Duarte to the Kings for Dallas's 2028 second and Sacramento's 2030 second. That's how they helped complete the Bilal Coulibaly deal. And then they signed Bruce Brown to a 2-year, $45 million contract with a team option on the final season. And they traded 2 least favorable second-round picks in 28 and 29 to New York for Obi Toppin. Other notes that are just worth considering because it might show where they view themselves. They have been linked to the Pascal Siakam trade sweepstakes.
Max Tyrese Halliburton. I don't know if you mentioned that one.
I did not. Wow, good call.
That was another. That was my only big item. Feel really good about this offseason. It's not quite as like, the hits don't just keep coming quite like they did for Detroit before them, but like the big stuff. I think I probably like Jarris Walker a little more than you do. Or at least
you like him more than Taylor Hendricks.
Ooh. I mean, I know you don't like anyone more than Taylor Hendricks, so I feel like that's an unfair comparison. Yeah, that's fair. I guess I think I like the fit. I like Jarris Walker. Again, don't draft for fit. Don't draft for fit. And here I am like saying, he makes sense next to Miles Turner. So yeah, as always, I don't ever know what I'm talking about. The Bruce Brown deal, I mean, one of the best deals signed this offseason. Just, it seems like a lot of money up front just on an annual basis, but it's like you get the team option on that. And it's just like,
and if you need to make a trade, it's just like you just have this monster expiring contract there of a player like in the same vein of Buddy Hield. He's really useful.
Universal appeal for like Bruce Brown. Find me the team where they're like, I don't know what we would do with Bruce Brown. Like it doesn't exist.
Well, Atlanta is definitely the team.
I don't know, start him at the 3, figure it out. I think Toppin, now we can't talk about fit because he's not a rookie. I think Toppin makes a lot of sense with just the style they want to play. Like just run, just go get up and down the floor, and Tyrese Halliburton's going to find you. I think, this we've criticized a lot of teams for sort of like, what's the plan? Like, what's the plan here? Like, how do you want to play? What are your goals, like standings wise? The Pacers really feel like a team that understands what they are and like how they want to play, what they want to do. So for me, I gave him an A-. I guess maybe that's a nod to Walker. Could have been somebody else, could have been Hendricks, but I mean, it's so early. I don't know. Just getting Halliburton, getting Brown to that deal.
And if I'm not mistaken, there was no player option on the Halliburton deal, right?
I don't think so. Even if there were, like, I mean, yeah, it just,
no, I mean, that's like that's a win into that contract no matter what. But if Spotrac's not showing a player option. So if you don't get up, that's a net plus. Whereas you give Tyrese Halliburton that deal regardless. But if there's no player option, that's an even bigger win.
Yeah, no, that's all I got on them. I mean, they're up there with the Pistons, I think, certainly in this division.
I gave them an A- because I really do believe they missed on Taylor Hendricks. And that'll be something that, okay, if they didn't, they should have gotten an A, or like you could quibble over that. And Caitlin Cooper has done at least 2 fantastic breakdowns on Jarris Walker, one leading into the draft and then one that was during Summer League. And the defensive pressure that he gives you, and then even just malleability, I totally understand it. I don't know that Taylor Hendricks would have given you much fewer options defensively, and it would have come with, I think, a cleaner offensive fit. Where it's just like you're continuously having these other, if you want to call them bigs or forwards next to Miles Turner, where unless they're undersized, they're just not like Obi Toppin is not a plus shooter right now. And like, if you want to play Jalen Smith, that's not a plus shooter. If you even figure that Isaiah Jackson needs to factor into this, that's not someone who's going to be in that department. So I really thought that I also think that Hendricks long-term, because of his rim protection, might be better equipped to play the 5. And that's just, we don't know enough about them. People have followed those guys for way longer than I have, so they can disagree there. That's just why I went to an A-. There's literally nothing else. I might even be inclined to go with A because of you don't have a player option on Tyrese. Like, you can just have Tyrese Halliburton now for the next 6 years, which gives you, if we're being honest, 5 years before you would need to make any sort of real decision on, okay, where are we? And I think what they also did was nice. Not only are they rolling over flexibility in the next season, but like their timeline's very open-ended where it's, we could be good. And then maybe that's when we go and make the Pascal Siakam trade if he's still available midseason, or we make another trade. Or like, okay, this is another year, but there's a real theory to what we're doing. Fans are still going to tune in and maybe we'll be fringe playing again and we're going to have another high draft pick. There's a lot of different directions they could travel. They did not limit themselves in any way, shape, or form with anything they did this offseason.
Yeah, I think they're interesting because, it feels like they're a young team, which is just, I guess, because of Halliburton's age. But like Halliburton's really good now. Halliburton is an all-star player today. And Benedict Mathurin has limitations, but like the things he does well right now. And unless you think, we're waiting for him to become like an all fringe all-star starter, like I don't think that's in the cards for Mathurin. I think Mathurin is like stick of dynamite 6-man scorer, and he's that now. I mean, he trailed off, but like you get the point. And like Turner,
he needs to improve his passing for sure.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned Mathurin, which makes me think of this. I applaud the Pacers for they were, and they will continue to be very, I'll say, creative or innovative with their lineups. But like the still absence of true sized wing players here, where it's okay, you're good to see Bruce Brown and Buddy Hield and Mathurin. Like a lot of those guys play the 3 and Nembhard defending 4s. It's just like, aside from Aaron Nesmith, who is the other just wing on this team? It's not even, is Ben Shepherd that guy? Isn't
probably Walker. You probably just have Walker guard everybody, right? Is that the theory?
Right, I guess. So that's a question, but I don't know what, like you weren't going to get a better quote unquote wing than Bruce Brown on the free agent market. So it's just a question.
That's the point I'm making is like, it seems like a young team. So maybe like, well, what's Bruce Brown doing here? And like, what are we bringing veterans on? It's like, no, the Pacers could just compete for a playoff spot now. And then when Bruce Brown is gone, whether they trade him or they keep him for the 2 years, Tyrese Halliburton's like 25 and a half years old by then, and you're still just, you're ready to continue competing. So
they certainly have a case for best offseason in the NBA for sure. Yeah.